like button and drop a comment, because this one's going to be interesting. It takes a level of people who are grown up to understand this conversation, but we're going to talk about it even in the comment section. So let's get straight to it. Right, one sec. Let's go.
This is the reason why most apprentices either quit their apprenticeships or don't even want to start an apprenticeship in construction. You have to be quite a tolerant person to work in the trade. You know, you're not working with nice people. My best explanation of the people you work with, these are like the people that like used to bully people in school and used to mess about in class and stuff like that. They're not going to be nice people, especially to you starting out. They're not going to be nice people. But if you can tolerate it and get through that stage of being awful and making mistakes, then you're sorted. But most people don't want to stick it out that long. And when they make a mistake, they take it to heart. Or when somebody says something, they take it to heart. Do you know what I mean? It's like, you've just got to get on with your work. As much as being an apprentice the first year is hard, especially...
I will say from now, yeah, he's got it pretty much spot on. Being an apprentice today is difficult. You got a lot of jokers. You got a lot of people that will clown you for not knowing something. Like, you might be 17, 18, 19 years old, and you don't know the difference between a brown raw plug and a red raw plug, or the different sizes what you use on a drill. You might have just said to yourself, I need to drill a hole, so I'll just pick up this drill bit and then I'll just go straight in. But you've not thought about the process. And when it comes to the types of characters what you meet on site, they do tend to be that class clown, bully, someone who is more up for the banter, what they will call it, quote unquote banter, but with some people it will be classed as like bullying. Yeah. But it's that boisterous cultural environment which is on a site. So you get a lot of like jokes about people's weight, ethnicity, what they do outside work, how they physically look. And, you know, if you've come from being in college, being in school, you might have thought you was the rude boy wearing the Louis Vuitton fake hat, because I see a lot of that. When you come to a site, people are going to ask, is that real, mate? And you might not know how to take that as an individual, because you're a young man or a young woman still. And therefore you think, oh, you're attacking me. But that is the general culture on work sites, right? Because you've got this macho image which you've got to keep up with, keeping up with the Joneses, allowing people to go past any boundaries what you might have set for yourself. Like, let's say someone's talking about your mum on the site. You might not know how to act. You might not know that someone went to school with your mum and they're on the same site as you, but they're not telling you. Do you get it? Boned your mum back in the day. All that type of vibe. For some people, it can be okay. For others, it's just too much. And the making mistakes thing, my channel is about being honest and open and allowing growth, right? The person I was when I first started this channel is not the person I am today, right? I'm much more advocate for plumbing. I'm much more advocate for unawkward conversations about being in the trade and actually owning it for what it is, right? So I can understand what he's saying. And I guess there are a lot of people that ain't even gonna face anything like that. They're gonna be like, oh, I loved it. We're not talking about your experience right now. We're talking about this young man's experience who's actually put this up. I got this video from TikTok. Let me listen to the rest of it.
You know, something they take it to heart. Do you know what I mean? It's like, you've just got to get on with your work. As much as being an apprentice the first year is hard, especially on site. You know, you work with a lot of people who will just take the piss out of you. but you just got to take it on the chin, think, I'm an apprentice, it won't always be like this, and then just carry on. So if you are watching this as an apprentice, first starting out, and you think, oh, it's really hard, I'm not going to be able to deal with the people, etc., etc., it gets better, bro. Honestly, it does. Like, people will stop taking a piss out of you when they realise you're good, and your life will get so much easier.
Your life will get easier. That is true. But it's not guaranteed that people stop taking the piss out of you. I think that boisterous banter, jokes, it's only this, it's only that. For some people, it's okay because you're kind of used to that. For others, it's kind of like you're bullying me straight away. You will turn around and say, "Oh, they're bullying me. They're doing this to me. They're treating me in a certain way." It's true. When you do get better at your skill level and your ability to do the job as a plumber, as an apprentice, or as any trade apprentice, you're going to grow more confidence. That's what it's called. And when you're confident within yourself, you're no longer looking at other people and their trajectory of what they're trying to paint you as. They're trying to paint you as the young boy that don't know jack shit or the young girl that don't know jack shit. That don't last for long when they start asking you, how did you do that? That don't last long when people start saying, oh, you're really good at what you do, man. That was an excellent day's worth of work. You done really well today. Do you see where the narrative can obviously change at certain points, but there's going to be a proportion of young people that maybe they never went through this. Maybe they never went through this type of someone making jokes out of them. Maybe they never experienced someone making racial jokes to them on site, because I've heard that a lot when I've been on site, which is a lot of racial jokes. Oh, do you know where the hammer is? Or do you know where the screwdriver is? Oh, you probably took it because you're black. Or someone might say that's a joke. Me, I don't ramp with people. I don't have time to be engaging with foolishness, because that's what I call it. Even when I was young, I knew that a grown man couldn't talk to me in a foolish way, because I have a father. And my father would be like, people shouldn't talk to you like that. Put him in his place. So I'll put them in their place respectfully. I've done that from my apprenticeship. And I'll tell you about one story, what I had to do one time. There was two guys that I used to work with. The cool guys. One of them I actually follow on social media now. Sometimes the teasing can get to the point where you want to get a little bit physical with people. And there was two guys. They're both older than me. I think one of them was like in his 30s, 32, 33. So he felt like he was the geezer. This is when I was about 19, right? But I'm telling you from now, I already done judo for England. So it's the wrong person trying to antagonize me to do something to them. And I did. I done something to both of them because kept on with the yapping. I showed you what the yapping gets you. The yapping gets you in a headlock at work. It was all jokes, innit? But I'm still taking it as a joke by having you both in a headlock at the same time. And these two people are witness of it because, well, like I said, one of them follows me on Instagram now. We're totally cool. And the other person, I see him. He still says hello to me. He knows to say hello to me because there's mutual respect there now. He's not taking what I done to heart and saying, oh, Mr. London Plumber is an abusive person. No. You're running up your mouths. You deserve that. And I don't, even today, I don't really take that back from any of those two people, because at the time, if you want to go on super physical, super masculine, going on like, I'm not the equivalent of you, or I can't amount to what you can do, or, worse, I'm different, you're going to find out. And you found out from a headlock with both of your friends underneath the headlock. I'm not trying to say that everyone else needs to take their journey in that physical way with putting hands on people. I knew them lot. So we joke about a lot of stuff, and cool, when the jokes get out of hand, people get in the headlocks. That's it. And if they don't want to get in a headlock, then we'll have to squabble, as the Americans say, outside. And we didn't get to that squabbling because it's not that deep. But at that point, I felt like that was the only thing I had to do to let them not know that, like, yeah, I can cuss you on the same level, but I can beat you up as well, both of you two at the same time. And I only wanted to say that because without being a controlled person in a controlled environment, that situation could have went left. I know that, but I managed to have it under control because again, we said, "Oh, come on, do you wanna square up?" Because you don't talk like you do a lot of stuff. You talk like you do press ups. You talk like you um, cut the beef at work, cut the beef at home. You know, on a Sunday, people cut the chicken or whatever meat they have. Cool, that's cool. You do that when you're at home, but today when we're at work, we're all just gonna respect each other, innit? I'm gonna show you how to respect me. And both of those two individuals, like I said, they respect me, but I can't go without the understanding for me to tell you guys that the things what happen to younger people when they're in these situations, they definitely molds their mindset. So you have some people who have went to site for 2 3 months and totally hated it. You know, there's probably someone who has got some type of depression from site, which is true. Your mental health is very important. Young people and others are not built like some adults because you may have been through some shit already. So you being the class clown turning up there, you might have problems in your own life. But what you want to do is you want to deflect that but with jokes, you want to deflect that with being the funny person. And until someone says something what's really personal to you, is the moment when you snap. Do you get it? So even me, as a full grown ass man now, I don't really be joking with these young people and all that because the life they live or what they see as being resolving an argument or a situation between an adult and an older person, they might just get the Rambo out on you. If you don't know what Rambo is, do your research. Find out what Rambo is. Google that. The Rambo. Imagine the young boy was bringing the Rambo to work and you was getting, on him about certain things, made him feel or her, them feel a way about themselves, which either it was like not welcoming or they felt, you know what, you're personally attacking me all of the time. And I don't know how to deal with that. And because I'm older and because I've been through certain things, I've seen a bit of bullying when I've even been doing judo. I've seen a bit of unfair treatment, but there's always a way to get on with it. And it's not always something you need to react to physically. I will say that. But, like in my case, and I'm only saying it again because I don't want people to think, oh, you bullied these two guys. The ages of the two guys, one of them was 33 and one of them was 29, and I was 18 at the time. So physically, on a man's strength, you should both be stronger than me, but you wasn't. Because I think sometimes when I would explain my judo to them, it's all online for people to see anyway. My judo is all online. All the history is on there. You can see national champion, national champion, national champion, this medal, that medal. You can see all of these things. But, this was what, like nearly like 20, 23 years ago. So they ain't going online Googling it, innit? They think that I'm chatting shit. They found out. I don't chat shit. I don't need to be chatting shit. People that know me, they know I get busy. Like, we'll do that if we have to, but we never do have to do that. It can always be resolved with some words. But I understand that the culture which we are in UK construction is very, you're a lad, you should take it and just pull your socks up. I actually wonder how many of you guys who watch my videos have faced something like that or have witnessed it and not said anything. Because there are a lot of people that turn the blind eye, won't say anything about it because it's not them directly, but they're in the vicinity, which to me it's a bit like, that's not right. Like, I have a fine line on how to treat people and what is right and what is wrong. When you grow up, you learn what's right, what's wrong. You don't thief, you don't um, steal from old people. You don't do any of that stuff because it's all wrong stuff. What's right is to be standing up for people who just want to be involved, just want to be present. And this whole being present thing around people who don't make you feel comfortable, whether it's for your skin color, where you come from, how you talk, your upbringing, it all sometimes plays a part because people will find any little thing to pick at you about. And that's what really that low level tier of bullying, or they want to call it banter, is all about. It's like low level, low vibrate. I call it low bearing fruit. Yeah, I don't eat fruit from the floor, but them man do low bearing fruit jokes or low bearing stuff like that. Again, you can always match people's energy, but it takes more of your energy to match theirs. You know, it takes a bigger person to walk away from some things. I remember being on a site with one of my friends. Yeah, it was a lot of like black jokes. My friend's black as well. Yeah, so I'm like, I looked at him and been like, "You cool with these man chatting this type of shit about you? Because you can't ever tell me that me and you are the same, rude boy. Because we're not. These man could never do that with me because they will find out what time it is. We can't fight everybody, but we can fight battles in different ways. Whether we remove ourselves from these situations or we tell people straight up and down, don't ever fucking talk to me like that because that'll be the last time you talk, full stop. You know, we don't want to meet violence with violence, but hey, what? You started it, I will finish it. And that's kind of a rule which I've always grown up with. But getting into my adult ages, I've realized that we can always walk away from things. And if they don't suit you as a person, don't do it. You know, I know that being in the trade is very hard. It's very boisterous. It's very, oh, get on with it and do it. People talking to you in ways which they don't even talk to their own kids in. And I'm telling you this because I've worked with a ton of fucking tradespeople that have this way of speaking to others, and it's just disrespectful. I'll be honest with you, and they don't know until someone checks them. Do you get it? Checks them good and proper. Listen, don't ever talk to me like that. Talking to me like that is just rude. I don't speak to you like that. Respect is earned. It's not given out. Because someone's an adult, you think I just give them respect for the sake of it? No. What for? You have to earn your respect. Just like with younger people as well. Like, we can always talk, we can always communicate about things, but me jumping on this, giving you respect straight away, no, you have to earn it. But I don't start my earnings out with people on a minus. No one could be on a minus. I don't know you. I don't know you to be able to speak to you like that. So why would I start off like that? It just creates a bad vibe in the room. And I feel that a lot of I say men, yeah, because let's say construction is full of a lot more men, even though there is a lot more inclusion of women within the trades nowadays. Uh, Grown men act like a temperature switch, yeah, if they did get some last night or they didn't, or if their life is going well. If they're spending all their money and they've got some kind of drinking habit or drugs habit, because that's very common on construction sites, people be, yeah, their moods are up and down. Mexican wave vibe, yeah? And do your research on Mexican wave because that's what it's like. You get some people who are very welcoming, helping, and you get others who seem to be just frustrated, annoyed, and they don't know how to conduct themselves. And that's the alarming thing. And not being able to conduct yourself around younger people to set an example for them is always going to be worrying. You know, we should evolve as people. We should learn our own bad traits as people. At some point in your life, you're going to start to admit that you're not the best communicator, whether that be with your partner, mum, dad, sister, with your kids. You're not the best communicator, and you can always get better. And that's to do with people. I always like to do this. Sorry about this. And that's to do with people learning how to communicate with others, right? Um, if anybody's ever had one of these bad experiences within construction, yeah, I want you to let me know in the comment section. But have you ever seen that person around their kids or their family members, how they act, how they conduct themselves? Totally different. It's a whole different breed of energy, what they're letting off. Hi, babe. You all right, darling? Yeah? No, I'm just at work now. You would think it's a different person. You would. Babe, just at work. You said you can't fucking stand being there. Do you get what I mean? And that's not something that all apprentices see because maybe they're not around that person full time. Do you get what I mean? Like there are a lot of adults who are on sites and stuff like that. It's dusty, it's dirty. The toilets are disgusting. The pay is not the greatest. The weather they have to work with. Today it's a baking hot day. So imagine if they was on site, they would be baking, hot, sweaty, forgetting stuff. Oh fuck, I drop this, drop that. Oh bloody hell. Just going on like that. And that will allow people to have a short fuse. Yeah? People get frustrated very easily. You know, even as someone who is not an apprentice and I've worked with other plumbers, when some things went wrong, the blame is quick to shift upon the other person because they don't take ownership of what they do. And I've seen grown ass men do that. A grown ass person does that who works with me one time, it would be the last time because ownership and evolving as a person is everything what I'm about. If you're not about that, that's cool. That's not a problem with me. You stay over there and do your thing, innit? That's cool. I'm not gonna be bothering you, and I won't be the one to say why I don't really fuck with you anymore in life. I mean, don't care. You're always gonna do what you're gonna do at the end of the day, innit? But I just feel that we can be much more inviting to the next generation, and they have eyes and ears just like us, so they can pick up, read stuff, and understand how you're moving as an adult. And when you're an adult, like a full grown adult, grown ass man, yeah, there's a responsibility what you have as someone who is guiding the next generation into the trade with your experiences, with the things what you've done wrong, with the things what you see what people can improve on. And there's always a way for you to be able to speak and communicate. It's the same fucking inside voice what you talk to your girlfriend with. Talk on that level. You don't need to be some, oh, do this and oh, when I was your age, I was carrying up 5 bits of ply upstairs and I was carrying a bathroom on my back and I was working with my dad and that was you. Why you want someone to follow in your footsteps for? What has your footsteps done to be able to change the game for anybody else? Nothing? Then stop saying it because it sounds stupid. Because that's the one of the most stupidest things that I hear from older tradespeople. And I've heard it even at the age I'm at now, turning around telling me, oh, what they used to do with their dad. Who cares? Did your dad set you a business up? Why are you still working like everybody else then? if you've learnt these skills from your dad and you're not applying them in certain areas. Stop telling that story. It's not motivating. It's demotivating. So now that they've learnt the skills, they're just going to end up in the same situation as you. Well, you think they can't do maths, 2 plus 2 equals what? 4. And that's why you're still here. Like, sometimes I just get annoyed when I hear about stuff like that, because it's not nice for any other person to go through that level of scrutiny or disrespect, because that's what it is. It's disrespecting the way you're carrying yourself, you know? And I don't care about coming online and telling people that it's happened to me, because a man will only disrespect me once and never see me again. I will have nothing to do with him. And when I realize that that's the temperature between me and you, I just leave it. Again, I've got no energy to spend on negativity, a negative situation. Someone who is not willing to be transparent about the job, what we got to do, and how we're doing it. And even communicating with me while we do it. Because we all work, well, we all don't work in construction, but most of my viewers work in construction. You have to understand problems happen every day. Things happen which are out of your control. And you must not let the situation get the better of you for you to be able to speak to someone's son, someone's daughter in a way which you know that you don't even speak to your own. And that's facts. I know that half of these people don't ever raise their tone, speak with their outside voice inside when they're at work, because they feel they're the adult, they feel they can do it, upper hand vibe. One day you're going to get old, big man. One day you're going to be at the shop. Young boy's going to be driving past. You better hope he don't throw that Pepsi at you. Yeah, because that Pepsi will hurt coming from speed of a car. Lick you straight in your temple. You never know what could happen, you know? I'm not, again, I always say I don't condone a level of low vibrations back to these types of people, because they don't deserve it. They do deserve someone to be able to talk to them and say, you know, have a little bit of reflection. How you spoke to someone, or how we've given you the opportunity to be able to help a young person get into the trade. What have you done differently? What have you done extra, what you feel that you kind of not needed, but you wasn't getting? And when they be silent, just have a drink break on them. Do you get it? Because they ain't got nothing to say. They're gonna, what they say isn't gonna make any sense. But there are some good individuals, yeah? And I'm gonna spend this last bit of this video talking about the good individuals, because I've had a very good individual. His name is Jack Neville. I will always speak about this man because he was patient with me. He treated me like a young man from the beginning. There was no babying. He taught me to have respect for the trade. And he also taught me lessons. Don't be fucking late. Don't be taking the piss with me. And once I understood that, me and him got on like a house on fire. Telling you, if I ever make it really big from plumbing, yeah, he'd be the first person that I buy a rollie for. I'm telling you, I might even buy him one before me. That's how good I know that he's been to myself, because there are only some individuals that will take on this level of responsibility and take it seriously. And there are others who want a lot of monetarily gains out of you. Sorry, they want to monetize your shit, basically. I say it in the layman terms, what the young people them know. They want to monetize you so they can profit from it. And there are others who just want to see you grow. There are many tradespeople out there. I recently met one. He just listened to my story and wanted to reach out so we could do something together, but he could help me grow. Rarity, but there are out there. Good people will always be hard to come by, people. And I'm thankful that that person made that video about young people getting into the trade, and how you go through this stage at the beginning, which is very difficult. And, you know, not a lot of people can relate to you. Not a lot of people can get your vibe. Your self-confidence might be down a little bit because you're in a new environment. People are all new to you because you don't really know any of these people. You don't really know if you can talk about your life without them judging you. You don't really know if this person's going to take offense if you say, you know, tomorrow's my mum's birthday. Do you reckon I could have the day off? Well, is your mum? You only got one mum in life. So I'm going to give it to you because I love my mum. So you might have something to talk about there where you thought to yourself, I don't have nothing in common with this geezer. You do today because you both got mums and dads. You get it? So I've got one or two comments of people in the chat. If you are in the chat, I appreciate you to press that like because it helps out with the video. I'm going to try and read one or two of the questions now quickly. But I hope people understand what I'm saying in this video, because when I make any lives, it's obviously viewed around the situation, what's happening, like this young man making this video, encouraging others to get into plumbing and understand that you go through this little hurdle time where you feel like you're just unplaced anywhere where you want to be, and maybe where you are physically and mentally, and mentally up here, it's not the same place as everyone else. That's okay. The alignments will align up at some point. And I'm glad that he said that without not making me say that, because that is the truth. It will align at some point. You will find your feet, you know. I've been to a few workplaces, and when I got there, I hated it. Absolutely hated it. After a while, people warmed up to me. I started to enjoy the work, but I still felt a little bit unsure about being there, right? But after time, people warmed up to me. You know, I kind of enjoyed being at some of them places, but it was the nervousness of being around different individuals at the beginning who didn't get me, didn't look like me, weren't sure if they respected me, weren't even sure if they even got black mates. Do you understand? Like, all these types of questions are going through my head as a person, because again, I don't know any of them, don't know them from a can of paint, as they say, you know. But yeah, they grew on me. I grew on them. And like I said, the person who I had, Jack, top guy. It's crazy in this world of teaching. 1 second, let me just read this person's thing. It's a bit random, me coming on your video, but thank you for all of the people who are out in the USA watching. I should come to USA to do plumbing. Yeah, I know I should, you know. Thank you to everyone who is on the live right now. Bro said I should come out to US. I've been wanting to come out to US for a minute to be able to experience that culture difference. I've been US like 3 times already when I was younger, but I need to go as an older adult to experience that. And I have got some mates out there. Big up my mate, which is called Mike G. He is from the Jungle Brothers. If any of you lot are of that older generation, 80s, 70s hip hop, you would know who Mike G is. Me and him linked up in some documentary, actually. Shout out my New York people, them. Yeah, that's my New York connection. It's crazy sometimes in life, yeah, when we try and teach people skills, but we feel as if the way we're teaching people is the best way. There is loads of different ways people can learn something from us. I think a lot of people now are starting to learn from my personal experience while being a plumber and my honesty, openness. And it's more than just telling you the olive or the nut goes on here, or we use this types of screwdriver. My channel's way more than that. It's more about personal growth, acceptance, and evolving as a person. Again, I want all of my audience to be able to do this. So when I do come up and I do these lives, make sure that you smash that like button. And if you do see that hype button as well, smash that as well, because this helps out my channel. I've only got a small channel, people, but I like to come on here and do reality. Yeah? Don't live in anywhere else but reality. Make sure you smash this like button before I finish this video. Have a great day. But today in London, it is baking. I'm about to get outside. Appreciate you all for listening. And again, if you're on your journey to become an apprentice, stay focused. Understand that it takes time. Yeah? Don't be so hard on yourself. I've had many hard days when I wanted to quit, but guess what? I didn't. And I didn't because I wanted to get to the stage where I am at now today. Never quit when you're on a journey. Keep seeing it all the way to the end, because it will bring something else out in you which you didn't know you had, which is consistency, which is you being the best version of yourself. People are always going to yap, 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 but you're always going to do. All right, I'm out.